Hello, good morning. Happy Friday. Happy September 1st. It's definitely fall now. So good morning. I did hit go live like a minute and a half early. I'm sure people will trickle in if they're able to. But welcome to another quick little live show where I go over some Aardvark Book Club picks for the month. Not sure when they posted, but I checked this morning. They were there. So I wanted to go over with them with all of you. So let's see. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Um, I am not subscribed to Aardvark, but I work with them on my podcast from time to time. But I always like to check them out, see what they offer. I do have a link in the description box that may or may not work. Who knows? Like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. It's just there to help you guys out. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited to see what their picks are and go over them with you all. Good morning, Sandra. Yes, happy September and happy Friday. Happy long weekend. Hopefully, all of you get a long weekend. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go over the Aardvark picks. Don't forget, check the description if you want to save some money on signing up for your first box. Use my code, use that link. Already getting messages, I can't even get through my morning tea. But yeah, let me know what you're drinking. You got coffee, you got tea. I have some tea this morning. Good morning, Angel. Good morning, friends. Everybody's piling in. So it's a party now. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We'll go over the picks together. Let me know if you're subscribed to Aardvark, what you plan on picking. If you're not subscribed to Aardvark, let me know if any of the books sound interesting to you, if you already had them like on your radar, on your TBR, if you plan to pick them up, all of the good stuff. Yes. Yay, pumpkin spice, first day of the Burr months. Love that. That's so cute. Not subscribed, but excited to be here. Yep. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen now. All right, here we go. So it looks like they have 5 different picks this month, and they kind of shift. See, it's on like a rotating little thing. So we'll just go through them as we can. Let's see. So first up, we have Bridge. And this is up here, it tells you thriller, sci-fi, mystery, includes a dog. I love that they say if it includes a dog or if it includes a cat. That's like one of their categories, which I think is so fun. I have never heard of this book until right this very minute. But this cover is very, very interesting. And it says it's a grieving daughter's search for her mother becomes a journey across alternate realities in a new thriller from the author of Shining Girls. Wow. And Grady Hendrix. That was his little blurb. It does have some content warnings: death, cancer, violence, and domestic abuse. And then they have the synopsis right here. So I'll read that. There are infinite realities. She's looking for one. 24-year-old Bridge is paralyzed by choices, all the other lives she could have lived, the decisions she could have made, and now who she should be in the wake of her mother's unexpected death. Jo was a maverick neuroscientist fixated on an artifact that she called the dream worm that she believed could open the doors to other worlds. It was part of Jo's grand delusion, her sickness, and it cost her everything, including her relationship with her daughter. But in packing up Jo's house, Bridge discovers Jo's obsession hidden amongst her things, and the dream worm works exactly the way it's supposed to, the way Bridge remembers from when she was a little girl. Suddenly, Bridge can step into other realities, other selves, and one of them she could find out what really happened to her. In one of them, could she find out what really happened to her mother? What Bridge doesn't know is that there are others hunting for the dream worm who would kill to get their hands on it. Bridge is a highly original, reality-bending thrill ride that could only have come from the brilliant mind of award-winning novelist Lauren Bukes, about mothers and daughters hunters and seekers, and who we choose to be. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a YA trilogy that I read that I really, really enjoyed. Um, I want to see if. Hello, Eliza. Good morning. I think it was called like 1,000. What was it called? It's going to drive Claudia Gray. Let me look it up. Claudia Gray was the author. 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. This is it. Let me. Oh, why is the color black and white like that? I was going to try to show you guys. Here it is. Hold on. Stop that screen. Let me share another screen. It reminds me of this. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I thought it reminds me of this trilogy that I read, and I really liked it. It should have my review down here. Why doesn't it have my review down here? What? Am I not logged in? Oh, okay. I'm not logged in. I was like, I definitely read this. But yeah, I loved this series, and it's YA. And Marguerite's physicist parents are known for their groundbreaking achievements. And she ends up going through, theirs is called the Firebird, but then jump into multiple universes and promises to revolutionize science. So that's very interesting. I love that. So if you're interested in bridge, you might be interested in 1,000 Pieces of You. All right, let me share my screen, the Aardvark screen again. Okay, that was that one. So very interesting. Okay, next up, Amazing Grace Adams. Very interesting cover. Literary fiction, contemporary fiction, debut novel, early release. So you have Bernadette, Eleanor Fonte, Rosie, meet Amazing Grace Adams, the funny, touching, unforgettable story of an invisible every woman pushed to the brink who finally pushes back. Child death, adult minor relationship, sexual assault, and infidelity. So this one says, let's see. I like that they also have like down here, like you can taste the first page of the book, and they usually like, don't just take our word for it. Here's some blurbs and stuff. But this one says Grace Adams gives birth, blinked, and now suddenly she is 45, premenopausal, installed, the unhappiest age you can be, according to The Guardian. And today she's really losing it. Stuck in traffic, she finally has had enough. To the astonishment of everyone, Grace gets out of the car and simply walks away. Grace sets off across London, armed with a 200-pound cake to win back her estranged teenage daughter on her 16th birthday. Because today is the day she'll remind her daughter that no matter how far we fall, we can always get back up again. Because Grace Adams used to be amazing. Her husband thought so. Her daughter thought so. Even Grace thought so. But everyone seems to have forgotten. Grace is about to remind them, and most important, remind herself. So let's see. More comments. It's got that one. Bridge was already. What? Angel? I didn't even know. So that is that one. That's not really like something that I would probably be interested in picking up. But if you love literary fiction, contemporary fiction, and you loved those other books that it mentioned, you might like that one too. Okay, Learned by Heart. And I'm just going to let you know right now, I am not an Emma Donoghue fan. I have tried. I've read several of her books, and they're just not for me. So I'm just going to say that up front. Also, I wanted to put myself down here in this corner so y'all can see that better. I think you can see that better if it's like that. Okay. All right, so we have romance, historical fiction, LGBTQ+, coming of age. Based on the true story of two girls who fall secretly, deeply, and dangerously in love at boarding school in 19th century York. Learned by Heart is a heartbreaking, gorgeous novel from the best-selling author of Room and The Wonder. So I've read Room, I kind of sort of read The Wonder, and I also read Haven. And this author's writing is just, it's not for me. So let's see. Don't take our word for it. Taste for the first page. And the synopsis reads, Drawing on years of investigation in Annie Leicester's 5 million-word secret journal, learned by heart is the long buried secret love story of Eliza Rain, an orphan heiress banished from India to England at age 6, and Anne Lester, a brilliant, troublesome tomboy who met at the Manor School for Young Ladies in York in 1805 when they were both 14. Emotionally intense, psychologically compelling, and deeply researched, Learned by Heart is an extraordinary work of fiction by one of the world's greatest storytellers, full of passion and heartbreak. The tangled lives of Annie Lester and Eliza Rain form a love story for the ages. I do have to say, though, I love the cover. Love the cover. All right, next up, okay, we have 2 more. Perfectly Nice Neighbors. Never heard of it. Includes a dog, thriller, early release, and crime. A twisty and consuming thriller, Perfectly Nice Neighbors asks, when your dream home comes with nightmare neighbors, how far will you go to keep your family safe? And let me know if you're a fan of the cover. I kind of like it. I like that, like the F and the I and the H all like blend together. And I like how the houses are there, so makes sense to me. Content warnings, racism, violence, miscarriage. This one says Salma Katan is hopeful about, wow, what are these names? Blenheim, this safe suburban development into which she, her husband, and their son have just moved. The Bangladesh family are in desperate need of a fresh start, and this feels like just the place, Blenheim. Soon after they move in, Salma spots her white neighbor, Tom Hutton, ripping out the anti-racism banner her son put in the front garden. Choosing not to confront Tom, Salma takes the banner inside and puts it in her window instead. But the next morning, she wakes up to find her window smeared with paint. This time, she does comfort Tom, and the battle lines between the two families are drawn. As racial and social tensions escalate and the stakes rise, it's clear that a reckoning is coming and someone is going to get hurt. I don't know. This just sounds so confusing to me. So I don't know. This one sounds like something I would have to wait for reviews. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. And last but not least, this is so cute. I've definitely heard of this one. I love this cover. There's a goat. There's a cat. Like, it looks like there's cats, plural, right here. The Long Game. And this says a disgraced soccer executive reluctantly enlists the help of a retired soccer star in coaching a children's team in a small town love story in the vein of Ted Lasso, and it happened one summer. It has just our word for it, taste of the very first page, and the synopsis. Adelaide Reyes has spent years perfecting her daily routine: wake up at dawn, drive to the Miami Flames FC offices, try her hardest to leave a mark, go home, and repeat. But her routine is disrupted when a video of her in an altercation with the team's mascot goes viral. Rather than fire her, the team's owner, who happens to be her father, sends Adelaide to the middle of nowhere, North Carolina, where she's tasked with turning around the struggling local soccer team, the Green Warriors, as a way to redeem herself. Her plans crumble when discovering that the players wear tutus to practice. Impractical, keep pet goats messy, and are terrified of Adelaide. Counterproductive, and our 9-year-old kids. To make things worse, also in town is Cameron called Danny. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Goalkeeping prodigy whose presence is somewhat of a mystery. Cam is the perfect candidate to help Adelaide, but after one very unfortunate first encounter involving a rooster, Cam's leg in Adelaide's bumper, he's also set on running her out of town. But banishment is not an option for Adelaide, not again. Helping this ragtag children's team is her road to redemption, and she's playing the long game, with or without Cam's help. I don't know why that made me laugh so much, but okay. So those are the Aardvark picks. So we had Amazing Grace Adams, Learned by Heart, Bridge, Perfectly Nice Neighbors, The Long Game. I would probably go with Bridge because not only does it just sound like amazing on its own, but it reminds me of that other series that I told you guys, and I loved that. So Amazing Grace I would skip, Learned by Heart I would skip, Perfectly Nice Neighbors, I don't know. It kind of like as a skip, but I guess I would like wait for reviews. And The Long Game sounds really cute. I don't know if any of the characters in this book are from the Spanish Love Deception. I have not read that book, but if you know, let me know. Let's see. Just added 1,000 pieces of you to my want to read list. Like, it is YA, but I just loved literally every single book. And it's just kind of like a sci-fi, but kind of like a thriller. It's really good. I'm so excited for you to check it out. I've got Next of Kin on your radar. I've never read from her before. You can't go wrong with goats and cats. Honestly, not loving the sound of any of them, but may have to go. Yeah. Yeah, they're interesting choices for sure. But yeah, that's really all I had for you guys. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching. If you're watching this back and not watching it live, let me know what you end up picking. Yesterday I did the Book of the Month picks. So if you happen to have missed that, that is on my channel already. So you can check that out. But I hope everybody has a great Friday, a great long weekend if you get one, and a great start to the burr months, So, yeah, I'll see everybody in another video very soon. I also did post my TBR video today. So go check that out if you get a chance. All right. Bye, everybody.